David in Ashland, Mississippi on the Independent line. You're on, David.
Thank you. What would you say to all the people that believe that you, Kash Patel, Chad Wolf, and Charles Flynn all were installed for one reason, and that's to delay the response on January 6th? They were only deployed after the coup had failed. They failed because Pence wouldn't leave the building. And, Kash Patel and Chad Wolf, they cleaned their phones to get rid of all their communication and correspondence. And I just, like that. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's complete bull, and not accurate. I think the investigation has revealed that did not happen, that there was not some sort of cabal or some sort of conspiracy to delay the response to Capitol Hill. At the end of the day, let's be extremely clear what happened that day. Props and respect to those law enforcement officers that did their best that day and fought it out. But at the end of the day, local law enforcement and local, in this case, DC law enforcement and Capitol Hill Police had the charter to defend the Capitol that day and protect the goings-on in there. And they got overwhelmed. And that's not a military. Let me be completely Tia, I can't stress this enough. Your military should never be used for domestic law enforcement, meaning doing police work, except when civil society and civil order has collapsed. An example would be a natural disaster or some other disaster that renders chaos throughout the area. That's what your military is for. To use your military for police functions is a recipe for the decline and puts at risk the republic. Period. End of story. So this whole narrative that somehow Wolf and Patel and me and everybody else was installed you'd have to ask President Trump. I don't know. I don't think that was the case. And that's the other point I'm trying to make in my book, is this idea that some thought that members of the armed forces would violate their oath. So every year, every member of the armed forces sits and has a instruction on their role in the United States, in the Republic, where we talk about these things and remind people of their obligation to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. We talk about that stuff. And it's just not finger drill, check the block training. It's meaningful training. And that's the point of my book, is people thought that these are their sons and daughters. These are their husbands and wives, that somehow our armed forces were susceptible to such behavior, and that let's just be clear, I would violate my oath of office that I served and supported for my entire adult life is just beyond it's incomprehensible to me.
Our next